Hey everyone, I'm Aaron Peck, the Chief Videographer here at the Murray State News. I'm here with no other than the man, the myth, the legend, Robert Davies.
Hi everyone.
President of the university. Dr. Bob, I've been very excited about this day. We've known about this interview for like 2 or 3 weeks now, and I've been going back and forth on what I wanted to cook you. I kind of wanted to figure out what your favorite dish was. I never got around to doing that. Thought about cooking you a T-bone steak. Don't know how to cook a T-bone steak, so I didn't do that.
Well, I'm glad you didn't cook it then.
Yeah. So what I did was I met myself in the middle, and I made peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, sweet. Oh, and you did the diagonal cut.
Yeah, I'm a gentleman.
I mean, that is serious. When you do the diagonal cut, I was really excited. When my mom made my PBJs and she went straight down the middle, I know.
It's all about
diagonal.
You gotta go at it.
Absolutely.
Got to. So my first hard-hitting question I'm going to ask you for the day is smooth or crunchy?
Crunchy.
My man.
There we go.
Kind of wanted that myself, but I'll give it to you.
Oh,
you're
it's all about the students.
No,
all about the students.
That's cool.
You know what we could do?
Make sure I gave you the right one. I did. Okay.
All right. Tell you what we could do.
All right. Second hard-hitting question.
We'll do the double dip.
I didn't think of that. The fact that you just offered that just blew me away.
Hey, it's all about win-win.
I like where your head's at.
All right.
Second hard-hitting question: chocolate milk or white milk?
White. With peanut butter and jelly, you gotta go white milk.
I disagree. So I got myself chocolate milk.
Oh, there you go.
I went 2%. I played it safe. Okay.
That's good. That's good.
All right, played it safe.
All right. But you gotta shake it.
You gotta shake it, definitely.
Absolutely.
All right. So, start it off. Let's just go back. Let's go back to the beginning.
Well, first of all, open your bottle there.
We're gonna cheers.
Absolutely. To Murray State.
Murray State.
All right, Aaron. Hit me with your best shot.
Let's go back to the beginning.
All right.
Tell me about your childhood. Little Bob Davies running around the front yard. Where were you?
I was born at a very young age.
Okay.
I was born in Flagstaff, Arizona. I have a sister who's 4 years older than me.
Okay.
And probably for the first 10 years of my life, she loved me, but then she changed. God knows I didn't change, but as that goes. But we lived in Flagstaff, Arizona. Flagstaff is a small town. It's a lot like Murray.
Okay.
My dad was a professor, worked himself up to the deanship at the University of Northern Arizona. And like I said, Flagstaff was, kind of a lot like Murray, small, 14,000 city. The university was there. The university colors are blue and gold. Go figure.
Yeah.
And just loved it. When I was 13, we moved to Reno, Nevada. Okay. My dad became the provost at University of Nevada, Reno. And Reno's a lot bigger city than Flagstaff. So I had my first 13 years of my life, small town, loving it.
Yeah.
Walked to and from school. After school, I walked to my dad's office and sat outside his office and did that type of thing. Loved baseball. Had dreams of being a baseball player. That type of thing. Went to Reno, bigger school, bigger area.
Okay.
All of a sudden, the big city kind of came up a little bit. So yeah. That's my childhood. Great memories. Great
memories. I was going to ask you what your first childhood dream job was. Would that be being a baseball athlete, like a professional baseball player?
Baseball.
Baseball? What position?
Catcher. Johnny Bench.
All right. Johnny Bench. I'll drink to that.
Oh, absolutely. No, my grandparents lived in Hamilton, Ohio.
Okay.
And they were members of the Red Rooters Club, and they took me to my first baseball game with my uncle, my grandfather, my father, myself. And it was Riverfront Stadium, 1976. They were playing the Chicago Cubs. 11th inning, they're down by one run. Joe Morgan's on first base. Johnny Bench is at the plate, and he pops a home run to win by one.
Wow!
Never forget that. Ever since then, I've been a big diehard Reds fan.
Nice, go Reds! I did not know.
Absolutely,
Reds.
I love the Reds.
Yeah, especially from being on the west side. No, not west side, West Coast or Midwest. I don't know what really Arizona constitutes.
Southwest, we call it.
Southwest. That makes
Southwest.
Sense. I don't know why I didn't know that.
No, you're a journalism major, not geography.
Yeah, I do the video. I don't do the hard hitting stuff.
No, okay.
I eat peanut butter and jelly on camera.
I love the crunchy though. That is good stuff.
It's good stuff. It's just too. I splurged a little bit on
man, you got
butter.
some serious budget dollars going on this.
I was out of my own personal pocket.
If you file a receipt to get that reimbursed, I will make sure you get reimbursed for that.
All right, Marion, look out.
All right.
All right, so
I'll tell you what. I mean, your budget. I know the
I'm not gonna say no.
You got the budget money of the newspaper. I don't want to ever take any money away from the newspaper. So there you go.
Paid me for a service, or my service. All right, I'm gonna click that in.
All right.
So you.
Can I get a receipt for that?
I don't know how taxes work. So I'm going to try to write that off. I'm not
Either
sure.
does Donald Trump, but that's beside the point.
Hello. So your college path, you said you went to the University of Reno?
Mm-hmm.
Was that the only college you attended? I know you have your doctorate, obviously, you're a doctor. So did you go all your whole career there, or did you go to multiple universities?
No, I started my my undergraduate at the University of Nevada, Reno, and then I went right into my master's program at the University of Oregon. My undergraduate was in business administration, and then I went to the University of Oregon and got my MBA.
Okay.
And then I started working, and then I got my PhD eventually from the University of Buffalo as part of the SUNY system.
Okay, awesome.
So,
and you said your dad was a provost of a university, right?
Yes.
So you've always kind of had a university official like in the back of your head. Was that something you always wanted to pursue?
Well,
or?
No, not really. I mean,
Okay.
I didn't wake up one morning when I was 13 years old saying, "Oh, baseball's not going to work out. Might as well do this university president gig." No. As I mentioned, I did my undergraduate in business and got my MBA, and with that business background, really had the draw of Wall Street. I wanted to go to, be a financier type of thing. And I received a job right out of my MBA program with Dun & Bradstreet, which is one of the top business consulting firms in the country. And all my friends were envious. They're like, "Oh, you got the dream job, And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. Didn't get paid well, but that's beside the point. But it was a prestigious company to work for. And I worked for them for about 8 months. And for those 8 months, I hated it. It just wasn't right. And so I had a chance to go home and talk with my dad. And he gave me he said 3 questions. What are you good at? What do you like to do? And where's your passion? And what I'm good at is business skills, management, marketing, budgeting, strategic planning, those type of things. What I like to do is to build teams, to bring people from all walks of life together to work on something and accomplish something bigger than they could do on themselves, working with large groups, being in front of people, presenting. If you haven't noticed, I'm slightly an extrovert, and those type of things.
Yeah.
And then so I had those 2 down, and then the passion part, and that took a lot longer, but really thought about it, and it came back to higher education generally, but specifically higher education. And so I just looked for a way to put business skills, getting in front of people, working with people, and higher education together, and into a job, and started working up the career ladder. I worked at my alma mater, the University of Nevada, Reno, my first job, and that was in fundraising. Did fundraising, did marketing, started doing some government relations, did some alumni relations. A job opened up at Boise State University, where I oversaw the executive director of the Alumni Association, and did a lot of fundraising there as well. And that was kind of interesting because that was taking me well of my element. Boise State and Nevada, Reno are very different universities and very arch rivals, so it's kind of, and they played each other frequently, so that was kind of fun. And then did well there, developed some really good contacts, and made some significant strides in a lot of areas there. Went to the University of Buffalo, where I advanced to an associate vice president level, and that's where I earned my PhD, and was there for 5 years. I met my wife in Boise. Our daughter was born in Boise, and when the Buffalo job came up, it was right when my daughter was born.
Oh, man.
So we moved her right away. She was 30 days old, and moved her to.
Does she claim Buffalo as her birthplace? Or
No, she claims she's very proud of Boise, even though she's only lived there for 30 days of her life. But she claims Boise. She's very, very adamant about that, and she's like, no memory, no nothing, but there's the receipt, the birth certificate. I have a receipt for my daughter. Can I have a receipt for her?
I think it's called a birth certificate.
Yeah, that too. Well, again, we can make a Donald Trump reference, but let's get that.
Hello.
Yeah. So then we lived in Buffalo for 6 years, and again, earned the PhD, met some great people, had some great memories, did a lot of fun work. That enabled me to become a vice president at Indiana University of Pennsylvania. So we moved down there, and I was there for 3.5, 4 years. Again, a wonderful place, very similar to Murray State in a lot of ways. And then got the presidency at Eastern Oregon, so we moved back across the country.
You're just all over the place.
And I was there for 5 years. And Eastern's a lot smaller university than Murray State. Very passionate people. And then My daughter, who loves horses, we visited the Kentucky Horse Park. She wanted to be executive director of the horse park. She talked to the current executive director, and he told her that the best place to learn how to do that work was to come to Murray State.
Okay.
So she said, I want to go to Murray State, and I said, well, okay. And then 2 weeks later, I got called about the presidency, and
that's perfect.
I came here.
It all worked out.
And
I didn't know that part. I
Oh,
just figured, I didn't know your daughter was a big driving force in you.
Oh, there's no question.
That's awesome.
When you got a daughter, she's a driving force in everything that you do. And so, yeah, it's a real fun story. You know, she did her research on Murray State and really fell in love with it from Eastern. And she was 10 years old at the time, 13 years old at the time, actually. And 2 weeks later, I get the call about being a possible candidate for the presidency here, and used her homework to kind of start my candidacy here, and it worked out, and I love it here, and don't want to be at any other place.
Nice. So what would you say, like, your short-term goal and then a long-term goal for Murray State?
Well, short-term goals, I think that, you know, a really strong reaffirmation to the rigor relevance of our programs and excellence of our programs, and really focusing in on getting high caliber, highly capable, college-ready students to come to Murray State and make this their transformational moments. Having the programs, academic programs that will feed off their desire for excellence, and maintaining a very strong, rigorous atmosphere, and also being very cognizant of the changes in the landscape so that we remain relevant, not only relevant for jobs and opportunities, but just for the whole educational environment. There's a lot of shifts going on right now. It's very exciting, very scary, because all the paradigms are crumbling in many respects. And so how do we keep Murray State at the forefront of those and always maintain our excellence reputation? So it's really, recruiting highly capable, high caliber students. That's going to help us continue to attract very highly trained faculty members and retain the current ones we have and recruit new ones, and really continue that spirit well with the staff. Again, making sure that we have top-notch staff to support the faculty and the students, and keeping all of those different things going on. To me, that's just paramount of what we need to do in the short term. A lot of changes going on with how we're funded, so we need to be thinking about new revenue sources, and when I say new revenue sources, don't go to tuition. We cannot go back to tuition, but we got to find ways of how we can leverage the things that we do and create opportunities for new programs that will attract possible graduates to come back to Murray State for continuing education, continuing training in seminar fashions. There's a whole new neat notion going on called boot camps. Real 2-week intensive training programs, those type of things that you could do over the summer, and again, not necessarily for students, but for people who've already earned their degree or are out in the workforce, those type of things. Really looking at start looking at some of those opportunities, and being innovative with how we offer programs to current students. We have a great opportunity right now with our Career Center. New director coming in, doing the search process right now. And what we're looking at doing is just not saying we want a career center that sole purpose is to get jobs for our current for upcoming graduates, but to really look at that as an opportunity to say, how can the career center be a hub to start working to attract highly capable and high caliber students, to provide them a pathway to their career, not job, career. Work with current students to help them be mindful of, again, this is not just about getting a job, but getting into a broad career, because the job that you're going to have in 5 years is not invented yet. And so how do we train you for that job?
Exactly.
We don't want it to be a job training, but thinking more globally and wider on the career expectations and what will be needed there. And then so we can have that Career Center be that hub, and also, again, be a hub with experiential learning. The internship programs and really fulfilling those disparate needs, working with current and working with industries and businesses and nonprofit organizations that don't currently have internships. And again, as we talk about bringing them on to recruit our students to not only for jobs and careers, but also for internships. And then also past that, as I mentioned, having the Career Center work with our graduates so that they can always come back to us and have career advancement opportunities. So I really see that as a microcosm of some of the things that we have to move forward on. So that's all short term. Yeah, well, long term, long term, I think, again, just really enhancing our reputation as a national leader, international leader in the field of education, to be the university of choice, and where we afford our opportunities for students to do amazing work, to do amazing research, to see how they transform themselves, and be a leader in the transformation of higher education. I mean, that to me is where we need to head.
Definitely. And I'm gonna switch gears a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Are we pivoting?
We're going to pivot a little bit.
Okay.
I like that word better than switching gears. And we're going to pivot.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I feel like we've been lacking this semester, and I think that's Fedora Davies. And I know you brought it in today, but I haven't seen so much Fedora, and I know you have a story behind it you told us previously, but in case anybody doesn't know the story behind the Davies
Fedora?
Yeah.
I like my fedora.
I like it. I think
Yeah.
it takes only certain people can rock a fedora, and I think you fit that.
Do I fit that?
Okay. Especially with the pinstripe, those pinstripes.
All
That's
right.
great.
All right. Several things with the fedora. The first time I brought the fedora back, I got it in Germany. I'll talk about that in a second. I was at an SGA meeting, and I wore it for the first day, and I asked the SGA, I said, "What do you think?" And someone said, "Hey, I like it." And one lady in the very back, and I won't mention her name, but I know who it is, Katie. She said, "Fedora not." I was like, "Ah." No, I like the fedora. The fedora, the reason I like the fedora, and this may not be the story that I mentioned to you, and this is a little personal side. My grandfather always wore a fedora. Always wore a fedora, and he was an educator, and he did a lot of things in high schools and became a superintendent and as a principal, and he always wore a fedora. And so it's a little bit of homage to him more than anything else. His name is Robert Davies. Our middle names are different in our family. The first male is R.O.D. And my dad's Richard Oakley Davies. I'm Robert Oakley Davies. My grandfather was Richard Olin. His father, my grandfather was Robert Olin. His father was Richard Olin. So it just keeps on flipping around. So it's a little bit of homage to him with the fedora. Where I bought it was we spent a week in Regensburg, at the Regensburg campus of Murray State. And our hotel was right next to this very famous hat shop, and I couldn't leave Germany without getting a souvenir, and was very sentimental with my grandfather, and so I bought the fedora. I have to say, my wife and my daughter weren't too hip on the fedora.
Not too hip on the fedora?
Not at first. They've grown into it.
Yeah.
So this is actually the third fedora that I've had.
All right.
Because I've learned this. There's winter, there's summer, there's spring.
So is this your fall?
This is the spring.
Okay.
The summer fedora I didn't like too much. I wore this one a little bit more.
Okay.
So I'll have to go out and maybe get a fall fedora.
Definitely.
Then obviously go back to the winter fedora, which I got in Germany.
If you need $3 towards I couldn't
No. We're good. I never take advantage of the press, so that's what that's about.
All right, awesome. We're gonna do one more pivot. We're gonna play a couple games real quick.
Okay. We're gonna play chess.
That's a little too time consuming.
All right.
I don't want you to embarrass me on camera. So
I just know the little guy's the pawn. That's about the only thing I know about chess.
I only know the king because I have aspirations to be a king.
Well, there you go.
Just kidding. I'm not that good, so I don't know why I said that.
It was good though.
But anyways, the first game we're going to play is Would You Rather. Do you know the concept of Would You Rather? I'm going to ask you two things, and you would tell me what you would rather be, have, or just give me the Would You Rather out of that situation.
Okay.
Would you rather have super strength or super speed?
Super speed, and this is why. I walk around this campus and I got to get faster at doing it. I love talking to all the students and everything else, and so.
But you're trying to dodge us.
No, I'm not trying to dodge you. But if I could go faster between each of the students and each of the faculty and each of the staff, that would help me out. So I would go with super speed.
I thought you were going to say because you're already incredibly strong. That's why.
No.
I'll take that. Okay.
All right.
Would you rather be able to change the past or see the future?
Wow.
I know it's deep.
That is deep. That's philosophical. Can I do both?
Yeah.
No, I got to do one of those.
It's cheap.
I guess I'd change the past.
Is there one instance you would change?
One instance I would change? No, I don't think so. Come to think of it, maybe a couple missteps here and there. You always like the do-overs. I like to play golf, so you always like a mulligan.
You like a couple mulligans.
So a couple mulligans would not be bad.
Okay.
But by and large, there's not a heck of a lot I would change. A couple decisions here and there, this, that, and the other, see them play out. But by and large, I'm at Murray State University. There's no other place I'd rather be than right here than right now. So and when I look back at all those things, everything kind of ended up getting me here. So
well, great.
So there you have it.
Glad to have you. So the last would you rather question,
Okay.
would you rather be a great actor or a great singer?
Oh, I can't sing worth a darn.
So you'd rather be a great singer?
No, I don't like singing. I'd be an actor.
You'd be an actor?
I'd be a great actor.
All right, this is your moment.
This is my moment?
This is your moment. This could be the big break.
Oh.
So let's give you a chance.
What's my motivation? That's what the actor always asks, right? What's my motivation?
Your motivation is flashback. You're in Eastern Oregon, and your daughter's asking you to move across country. What is your?
What are you thinking? I want to hand you your diploma. I want you to go to the university that I'm president of. That's what we really need. But Daddy,
Oh.
Murray State is fantastic. It has residential colleges. It has faculty and staff who care about its students. I'll be able to do research with faculty. That's a really good university. Maybe I could become president of Murray State University. Let's work on that. Give me a nomination. We can make this happen. Let's go, Katie. We'll become racers together.
And scene.
Then see. How was that?
That was great. I felt it. I was not expecting a multiple character angle. You're already a great actor, so we got that.
I'm not going to sing.
All right, well, we don't have to now.
All right.
So the final game we're going to play, I feel like I've learned a lot about you, so
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be able to get this right. We're going to play 2 truths and 1 lie.
2 truths and 1 lie. Okay, what's 2 truths and 1 lie? You going to tell me 2 truths?
No, you're going to tell me 2 truths and 1 lie.
Okay.
And based off what I've learned about you today, I think I have a pretty good grasp on the kind of person and who you are.
Okay.
So I think I can win.
All right.
Not that I can lose, but
All right, let me think here. 2 truths. I played basketball with Shaquille O'Neal.
I still hope that's true.
I've shaken the hands of 2 U.S. presidents. I played tennis against Andre Agassi.
These are way tougher than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Let me give you one more just to really confuse.
So 3 truths and
I don't
even
know.
know. Yeah,
I don't know.
Wait, you can't lie twice though.
Oh.
I won't know. I guess that's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point.
And I've ridden in a submarine with an admiral.
Okay. That one sounds real. The submarine sounds real.
Okay.
I know you were an ex-athlete. I don't know, actually. Are you still an athlete? Are you still athletically active?
Look at me. I tried. I was asked earlier today about that very thing. I was meeting with students at Henry County High School.
Okay.
And they said, do you have a really phenomenal athletic training program? And I said, absolutely. They've taken on the biggest challenge of their careers, and that is to get me ready for a half marathon. Yeah, it's hard. So there you go.
So you're training for a half marathon?
I'm
Allegedly?
allegedly.
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
trainers,
well,
I am.
This is full of protein. So
Absolutely.
You're ready to milk
And
it
2%.
even. Yeah, 2%.
Absolutely. All right.
All right. So, I think you've been in a submarine with an admiral.
Okay.
I really want to believe that you played basketball with Shaquille O'Neal, who is
Okay.
my top 3 of all time.
Okay.
So I'm debating between shaking hands with 2 presidential candidates because I feel like
No,
you
I said 2 U.S. presidents.
U.S. presidents,
Not
excuse-
candidates.
Yeah, excuse me, and tennis with Andre Agassi. I think it's between those 2.
Okay.
I think you're tripping me up on Andre Agassi because you saved that lie for last and then you caught yourself, so you threw in another truth to try to throw me off on the lie, or
Or I did a double secret
Yeah.
probation switcheroo.
yeah,
All right.
or you shook hands with more than 2 presidents, or only 1 president in the numbers what the lie is. So I'm just going to go with my heart and say you lied about playing tennis with Andre Agassi.
Andre Agassi and I played in Nevada at the state championship finals, the Governor's Cup, where he beat me in 3 sets, where I swear to God that I'm the last in a tiebreaker where he made the ball was in and he called it out. I still to this day think I beat him.
Is there any proof of this?
But Andre Agassi?
Yeah, do you have a picture of you 2?
Yeah, me hitting him at the end. No. I played against Andre Agassi in the
Man.
Governor's Cup back. And the thing is at the time I was 18 and I think he was 12.
Oh.
I mean,
He
that's
destroyed you?
oh, he was good.
Man.
I mean, he went on. I
obviously,
mean,
yeah.
he played tennis 8 hours, 9 hours a day. I played 8 hours a week.
But did he have hair then?
He had hair, yes. He was
Okay.
not bald.
Okay.
He didn't have they were kind of long.
Okay.
You know, when he was at his heyday, he had the real crazy stuff.
Yeah. When I was a child, I remember him. He was the bald one, right?
He
That's
is.
how I decipher it.
He is now, but when he was
Okay.
at his prime, he had really,
Okay.
really long,
Okay.
flowing blonde hair.
All right. I'm not
So-
a huge tennis knowledgeable guy.
Okay.
But that's all right. But that will conclude this.
Well,
do you want to know my two cheat
No,
codes?
I was gonna say, do you want to know what the lie is?
Oh, I do want to know what the lie is.
I mean the whole thing, right?
That's the whole point. I got sidetracked by the awesome story. Sorry.
Richard Nixon and Bill Clinton. I've shaken their hands.
Richard Nixon wasn't a president after you shook his hand.
He was president. He was doing the rope line. He was doing the rope line.
Okay.
And I was 6 years. It was the same trip we went to Riverfront Stadium. We were in Washington D.C.
That's a great trip.
That was a great trip.
Oh, game-winning home run and shook a president's hand.
I'm not a crook, and I did not have no. And then I met Bill Clinton. He was not president at the time. It was after he was president.
So was that the lie then?
I said 2 U.S. presidents, and once a president, always a president.
Okay.
It's all in the details.
It's all in the details. So what's the lie?
Shaquille O'Neal is an interesting one. I was a basketball official, and he was a player. And during the intermission, he and I shot hoops together. So that
counts.
That is.
I would for sure count.
Yep. So the submarine.
Submarine.
I've been in the submarine, but not with an admiral.
So this is where you cheated because you did the 2 truths and a lie, and then you did an addition, which was a lie. So you did 3 truths and a lie, and you threw me out. So it's okay. You're the president. I don't want you to it's my final semester. I'm just trying to graduate.
All right, I'll check your grades out.
All right, but yeah, thank you so much for taking your time. Not every president for every university is more than cool with coming down and chilling and eating peanut butter and jelly.
It's a good peanut butter and jelly.
Thank you. I made it. This is Fast Track Ingredients.
All right.
So shout out to Fast Track. Thank you for supplying.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We cannot end any presentation without 2 words.
What's that? Go Racers. Shoes up.
Go Racers.
All right, there we go. Thank you all so much.